Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is how I lost over a stone and a bit of kind of chat about my journey and what happened and why I decided to lose weight to begin with. So yeah, disclaimer again, say this in every video, I'm not a personal trainer and I'm not a nutritionist either. This is kind of my journey, what I found works for me. It's not going to work for everybody. So to start off, at my heaviest, I was 11 stone and 3 pounds, and I was about UK size 12. Just wasn't comfortable in my skin. I felt bloated all the time. I felt unhealthy, and things just didn't fit me the way it used to. As a child and as a teenager even, I'd always been the thinnest one in my group. I'd always been absolutely tiny. I mean, my prom dress I think was a size 6, and it's only kind of from university onwards and having issues with my mental health and anxiety and going on medication for that, and then obviously things like the contraceptive pill, all these kind of different hormones going in my body. I kind of just piled a little bit of weight on, and it kind of crept up throughout the years since I met my husband. That was kind of 8 years ago. And it's just got to a point where I wasn't happy anymore, and I didn't feel kind of glamorous or sexy, and I wasn't, comfortable even like being naked around my husband. I know that sounds so bizarre, but I just wasn't. So I decided that I was going to kind of take control, and this was around the end of January. So at the end of January I was 11 stone 3. I looked at different things, and I looked at I've looked at Slimming World meals, all that sort of business. But what I couldn't wrap my head around was, how can you eat as much kind of like of these free foods as you want and still lose weight? It just didn't work for me. Unlimited amounts of pasta, I will go for it, and it just didn't kind of make sense to me. So in the end, I decided to take the approach of calorie deficit and calorie counting, and I was very, very strict with it. So my main tool that helps me is my Fitbit, and I use this every single day. I log all my workouts in there. I use the app on my phone, I could show you but I'm filming at the moment, to log everything I was eating, and it kind of really opened my eyes to how much food contains in terms of calories, when it might even not look like that much, like a bit of chocolate or some crisps or cheese. The things that we really love and we enjoy often have the most calories in. And it was retraining myself to think of portion sizes and things like that. So I never actually decided I was going to cut out anything completely. I'd tried keto in the past, and I did lose a lot on keto, but that was totally unsustainable for me. It just didn't work. So I decided I wasn't going to cut anything out. I was just going to try and make some healthier choices, watch the calories, and kind of get a good balance in my nutrients and things like that. I also decided to join the Alexandra Happy Body Plan, which I will talk about in a completely separate video, because I think that warrants its own video in itself. So that kind of helped me kickstart kind of my fitness, and I didn't really use the meal plans, I'll be honest, but the fitness side of it I really enjoyed. It's a very lovely community to be part of, so that really helped as well. So I started off kind of doing that. I upped kind of what I was doing at the gym. I kind of started taking the gym a little bit more seriously, and I also joined a couple of dance fit classes every week. And that made the biggest difference because it was something I loved doing. I've been a dancer since I was 3 years old, and I retired last year. I still teach and choreograph, but I don't dance it myself anymore. And I really missed that, and having that class there, and the girls are so lovely, that made the biggest difference. And I tried workout classes before, I'd just not felt comfortable. My asthma would kick in, I felt kind of anxious, and I really didn't enjoy it, and I'd do one and then not go back. But this class really, really helped me, and I had a lovely instructor, and I got on well with everyone, and I looked forward to it every week, and I actually felt sad on weeks that I couldn't go. So that was a really good thing. So, you know, that is one good tip, is find something enjoyable, find something that you love and that doesn't feel like a chore to go and do that exercise. And then around, well, before Christmas, I had signed up to be in a pageant, and I got accepted to that, and that was kind of a big motivator. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to be on stage in a bikini. That is terrifying, like bloody terrifying. I need to kind of get my ass into gear. So that was a really big kickstart. So I started going to the gym maybe 4 times a week, including those classes. And like I said, I started calorie counting. Now, in terms of calorie counting, it's not easy when you first start. It's quite overwhelming. Things I felt really helped me was I kept like a little skinny notebook next to the place where I prepare all my food, and I would just write all the calories down and everything as I was preparing it. I started meal prepping a lot more. I was very careful of kind of portion sizes, so working out the calories and then dividing it into portions so it was all controlled. That really helped. Another thing I use, which is really useful, is a food diary. I got this off Amazon, I believe. It wasn't expensive. It was, I don't know if you can see, it's focusing. It was a couple of quid, and inside it kind of gives you kind of places where you can write down what you've had for your meals each day, how many cups of teas you're having, take your fruit and vegetables, your water, your exercise. And for me, writing that down and having that there, it was really great for me to see where I was going wrong and what I wasn't doing. And things like just taking your tea and coffee every day. I don't actually drink tea and coffee. I have a cup of green tea in the morning, but I don't drink normal tea and coffee. So it's not so much of an issue with me adding milk and sugar and stuff, because I don't have it. But if you are a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, those little bits of calories all need calculating and adding up, because they're the little hidden bits. So that is really interesting, and it also reminds you to drink water. That subject, water is genuinely the most important thing in any weight loss. You need to kind of keep your body hydrated. Everything functions a lot better. It flushes everything through, and yeah, I found that drinking more water really helped my weight loss. I think it took me 12 weeks in total, 13 weeks to lose a stone, and that was going from kind of some weeks I'd lose 2 pounds, some weeks I'd lose 1 pound. I didn't want that really, well, obviously everyone wants that really dramatic weight loss. I'd tell a lie if I didn't, but I knew that wasn't sustainable. I knew that wasn't healthy, and I knew that wasn't realistic. So managing expectations is a massive part of losing fat. So I kind of realised that if I lost it all really quickly, the likelihood is I would put it back on again, which often happens with kind of all the fad diets. So creating like a lifestyle rather than a diet was really important to me. Once I hit that 1 stone mark, that's where I started to flag, and it was around not long before that we'd gone into kind of lockdown. The gyms had closed, and I thought, oh my god, I'm just going to put all this back on. So I still kind of tried to take care of my calories, but when I'm working from home at the moment, so it's like boredom eating and the temptation of just popping to the shop or having something in your cupboard, whereas at work I just didn't have that temptation, and I found I could easily hold myself more accountable. So the 1 stone kind of plateaued a little bit, and then I kept going with it, and eventually I was losing about ½ pound a week, till eventually I've got to the 1 stone 3 pounds mark, which puts me just under 10 stone. And I've still got a little way to go. My fat percentage has dropped, so I have a scale that I use to look at the percentage of fat. I learned quite early on that the scales don't always replicate kind of what's going on with your body. You may be putting on muscle, you may be losing muscle, you may be putting on fat, you may be losing fat. you might have been carrying loads of water, that sort of thing. So it's kind of difficult to gauge on a scale. I do kind of weigh myself, and I weigh myself on a daily basis. There's a lot of people who would probably disagree with that, and if you've got kind of anything triggering or an obsessive personality when it comes to weight or keeping track of things, that's not something I would recommend. I keep it on a daily basis because it gives me a good idea of kind of my weight trends through the weeks, and it gives you a really good idea when you look at it on a graph of, you know, where it's going, your fluctuations, everything like that. It just gives you kind of a more generalised idea. Whereas if you weigh yourself once a week, that one time you weigh yourself could be subject to a whole other host of external factors that might have affected your weight loss or your weight gain on that particular day. So that's why I weigh myself every day. Do I take time off from calorie counting? And the answer to that is yes. Not all the time, and it's not like I have one cheat day a week. I don't go crazy with my calories. But there's certain times where if I'm feeling a bit mentally drained or I just want to kind of enjoy myself, then I won't put it into my Fitbit, I'll just kind of leave it. I'm always more conscious of what I eat now. I think since starting this, my diet has changed massively and my portion sizes have changed massively, and as you learn those lessons and you bring them on, you don't have to be as strict with yourself when it comes to logging every single little thing, because you know. So yes, I do have a kind of day where I'll just reset and I'll just eat what I want, but obviously I don't go like mental and have 15 chocolate bars as much as I'd like to, because I know that's not healthy for me. But in terms of update of what I'm doing at the moment to sort of keep going with my fat loss, I'm still doing resistance training where I can in my kind of little home gym that we've kind of built since the lockdown started. I'm also started couch to 5k to try and get my cardio in, but it really is, you can't out train a bad diet, and diet is everything, and it's simple as burning more calories than you're consuming. Calories in versus calories out, and that is the only thing I can say that has ever worked for me, and it's kind of all the science points to that's the way of losing fat. So I hope this was a little bit helpful. I know I just babbled on for a while, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you've got any kind of further questions, please pop them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!